Howdy folks, how you doing? My name is Pineapple. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the camp system in Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, because after adding the camp fast travel posts, I think the video about that has probably gone up by now, really coming to the conclusion that I was at my camp a lot more often, I started to look at what could make the camp a lot better, and to be honest, I think it really just comes down to one thing for me, and that is the fact that it is not predictably where I want it. Like, yes, maybe adding a grill so that we could cook, X amount of food at once would be cool. Something, there's a number of little enhancements, but I think being able to choose where your camp is and then spawning into your camp when you load into free roam as an option. So like the same way there's an option for Amberino and New Austin, etc., I think it would be cool if, even if it was like, you hit triangle on free roam and then it brings up a little camp menu and you can say New Austin, blah, 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 and then, large camp, whatever you want to do. And then you spawn into your camp instead of just a random spot on the map. And then that is where your camp is until you move it. I know they're doing the thing where you kind of have to spawn in and then place your camp, which is fine, but I think if you want to do it that way, it's fine. But I think there should be an option to spawn in and load in directly into your camp when you start a free roam session. I think it would make it a lot more realistic. And personally, I remember in the story mode, every time I loaded into the game, Arthur was usually back at his camp because that's where I left him, because that's where you go at night. And a lot of the time, I will end my session in my camp. And so, granted, I understand that we can't be in the same exact spot at quote-unquote the camp was in. Like if you haven't played in 2-3 days, it's probably not likely that you're going to get the same Gap Tooth Ridge camp spot that you did 3 days ago on that server. However, just spawning into the camp would be nice, and it would be nice if you could set that up. I understand they don't want to just default load everybody's camps because that's what they were doing, and they're trying to save server cache, so they're making that, they made that not a thing. They made it so you had to spawn your camp in yourself. But I think just giving players the option from the home screen menu could be a really cool way to do that, and then I think it would allow people to kind of feel a little more connected to the world, which is what it seems like Red Dead Online is aiming for, and that's why I think this is a relatively easy thing for them to do. I think it's pretty much just adding the left D-pad camp, like when you press left on the D-pad and then you go to camp, if you just added that menu as, like literally just press triangle on free roam and then that little menu pops up in probably a new formatted way, but still, and then you just pick your camp location and then you can spawn into your camp. I think it would be super easy, and I think it would be really fun, and then it would be a way for you to spawn into an area, and then if you want to fast travel out of that area, it's still just as easy. You can just walk up to your fast travel post, fast travel somewhere else, and that's that. However, it's kind of annoying to spawn into like New Austin and then place your camp and then have your camp get placed in Amberino when you selected New Austin just because there was no spots available, and then now you've got to like reload and fast travel and more loading screens, whatever. It would just, this would be a way to mitigate all of that, because if you try to set up your camp in New Austin and it said none available, placing in Amberino, and you loaded into Amberino, then you're still already in your camp. So you can just fast travel from there, as opposed to like loading in and being like, oh, why am I here? And then setting up your camp, and then your camp not being in the way. It's like a whole mess right now, whereas it could be a really, really easy and I think pretty immersive feature that they could add. And I honestly don't think anybody has suggested this. I haven't seen anybody suggest this. I know people have been saying they wish camps just didn't move, which I totally understand. However, at the end of the day, I felt like this would be a pretty cool addition to Red Dead Online. And it's my one major gripe about the camp system, is that the camps just aren't consistent. Like, I wish I could use the camp as a home base instead of like a one helm of safety, because that's kind of what a lot of people use it for, is just a ring of immortality essentially, and so you go there to not die while you craft something and then you leave, whereas like I really try to make use of it. Granted, there's not a lot of stuff in it, so I've tried to kit it out as much as I can. I try to go there and use the fast travel post whenever I'm in the area. I try to craft everything there, etc. So I would really like to just be able to hop into that, especially for like recording videos and things. It would be cool to just hop in and then grab the fast travel post from there. There's a number of little reasons, but I think as far as changes that could be implemented, I've seen a lot of people talking about really big stuff and how they wish camps had wagon spots and like all kinds of stuff. And as far as density of code to add something, I feel like this would be a very, very easy thing to do. That would probably satisfy not a huge portion of the player base, but at least partially satisfy some of us. So that has been my my one major idea / my one major gripe with the camp system. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, drop me a like down below, but not if you didn't like it. If you didn't like it, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys very, very soon with a brand new Red Dead Redemption 2 online beta video. And if you didn't see, I have a video out about the camp fast travel post. Hopefully, if this goes up when I think it will. So yeah, go check that video out on the channel. But thank you guys for tuning in, like I said. And I will see you guys very, very soon with a brand new Red Dead Redemption 2 online beta video. Peace.